We're going to work with our coordinate plane stuff today, reviewing those. One of the questions we had on our unit test was looking for the fourth vertex. So go ahead and give that a try. Let's see what we remember on that. Find the fourth point. Grab the rectangle. Aiden, 1, -1 is correct. So the way this works, you could graph it, okay? You could take the 3 points they give you, graph them, and it should be pretty clear where the fourth point is going to be. Like if you had 1, 2, 3 points, it should hopefully be pretty obvious the fourth point is going to be right there, right? So that's one option. You get graph paper. You are allowed to use that to do things like that. The other way, and I think is the easier way, in 6th grade math, if I have my 4 points, these 2 points here would have the same x value. These 2 points here would also have the same x value. The 2 points across the top would have the same y value. The 2 points across the bottom would have the same y value. So something matches on every one of them. So the easier thing is to find our matches. There's a match, there's a match. There's a match, there's a match. And your answer is what's left over, because those numbers still need matches. We have that 1 and -1, and you got to keep them in the same order. 1 was the x, -1 was the y, so that's it. Any questions on that? To me, that's easier than graphing it, but graphing it does work also. All right, the other thing we have to do are these perimeter or area problems. What they do for these is they give you all 4 points, and you have to find either the perimeter or the area. So if we say we got point 1, point 2, point 3, point 4. What we have is a rectangle that ends up looking kind of like that. To find perimeter, we need all sides. But really, you just need to find length and width, and then you can match it. To find area, you just need the length and the width. So really what you want to do is you want to look at one side here, that would be the length, from point 1 to point 2. The other thing you got to remember is we reuse a point because they share a corner. They share a vertex. So when you use 1 and 2, you got to use 2 and 3 then for the other side, okay? And it's just finding the distance. So go ahead and try this, find the area. When you find the distance from an ordered pair, you want to look for a match, okay? Either the x or the y should match. Whichever one matches, don't use the match. Just use the 2 different numbers and find the distance. I think I got it. Dulce? 15 is correct. So our first side, if we go for our length, is going to be 0.1 to 0.2. My x's are the same. They're both 4s, right? So we're going from -3 to -8. How far is it from -3 to -8? 5. If you think of it like a number line, if they are on the same side of 0, you end up basically subtracting like the absolute values there. If they're on opposite sides of 0, you pretty much got to add up the absolute values. So we got 5 right here. For our next side, like we said before, we got to share that 0.2. So we're going from 0.2 to 0.3 this time. This time the -8s are the same. So from 4 to 7 is how far? 3. And then it's asking for area. You do 5 times 3, that's 15. If it were asking for perimeter, that's where you just fill in the other sides and then you got to add them all up. Any questions on that? And this is the stuff we're going to get our most practice with today.